and expect more efficiency out of him. When you make sure everything's easy, you get out and pitch it ahead, you make sure he's playing in transition, you keep Mikal Bridges happy, and I think that's up to Jalen Brunson.
Did they find something, though, when Jalen Brunson was out of the lineup? In those 15 games that he missed, Bridges averaged over 20 points a game. So now with Bridges back and Bridges back, and Jalen Brunson back in the lineup, they're going to have to find that magic while they're both out there.
Well, Mike Brown's in this lineup, too.
Yeah.
And I think Mikal, if he's being honest, probably wasn't happy with how he's been used offensively since he's been with the Knicks. I'm not speaking for him, just my guess. This is the lowest points per game and shots taken since he was in Phoenix. But now Mike Brown is known for his fast play when he was with Sacramento.
Yeah.
22-23 season, they led the league in offensive rating and scoring. I expect the Knicks to play faster than Mike Brown, which should complement Mikal Bridges and his strengths.
Look, I think they're going to play faster than they did last year, but they don't have De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is the guy who made them play fast, right? And so I think they're going to change a little bit. One of the reasons why they wanted to make a change at coach was because there just wasn't enough versatility in that offense. Like, teams would throw a defense at them, and they didn't have enough adaptability. And so you see things like where Jalen Brunson is out, and then Mikal Bridges comes in and has an elevation, but when they're together, they're not able to necessarily lean on each other quite as much. Mike Brown's going to be tasked with making everyone better and having some versatility and optionality in how they play off.
And Tibbs did have him 5th in offensive rating last year, so they did move the ball. Not Fox, but they do push it.
Yeah, and I think the issue with it for the Knicks, they gave up a lot to get Bridges, 5 first-round draft picks. And so, he said he took a little bit less so they could stay under the second apron. They still have to re-sign. They still have to decide how they're going to get Mitchell Robinson back and Karl-Anthony Towns back. That's going to be some interesting salary cap management to stay under there and keep flexibility. But it wasn't that much less. Like, I actually thought his agents did very well in this game.
Without a doubt. I just know that when it comes down to it, it's all about playing with your toys. We can't hear Andy's coming and everybody just fall on the floor right now. It's got to be that thing that...
That's like Toy Story reference.
Exactly. When we're all on the court together, he knows how to play with his toys.
Yep.
As much as we love Jalen Brunson, I think his usage has to go down a little bit for those guys to flourish. And if you want the most production out of somebody, you got to play with your toys.
Increased ball movement is going to help with that under their new coaching staff here.
Yep.
But I'm curious how much Brunson is going to have the ball in his hands next year, if that's something that we could maybe see adjusted.
Exactly. It could be adjusted. We don't want it to happen at the wrong time. I think you still want him to be who he is, right? You have to be ball dominant.
Right.
Sometimes you get a lot of things done that you have to do in the league. But when you say pick your spots, we're talking about fourth quarter. Time to do that. Throughout the game, you can make sure you share the sugar a little bit more, and I think it has to be a conscious thing for Jalen Brunson. It can't be one of those things where the game's coming to him. Sometimes it goes against your personal what you have going on, but you know these things. I'm sacrificing just a little bit for you guys. I might not sacrifice millions.
Which he did. He made sure to sacrifice a couple just to make sure everyone could sign.
Without a doubt, but it's one of those things where it's easier to make sure to say, hey, man, I'm going to let you have this, I'm going to let y'all have that. We can all still get our numbers. We can all still have a rhythm toward the end of the game.
Yep.
At the end of the game, you guys know I'm going to have the ball in my hands a little bit more, but I'm going to make sure we get across the finish.
And you know the thing that cures everything is winning, right? And the Knicks, they believe in Bridges enough to invest $150 million. The odds makers, they believe in New York as well, because outside of the Thunder, the Knicks have the best 2026 title odds as the calendar turns to August. Do you, Mark, see New York as the biggest threat to OKC? Stuff like this.
I guess they're the biggest threat because they'd be coming out of the East. That's why. I do think their team is better. You know, I love Tibbs, but Mike Brown's a really good coach too. They got some shooting coming in. Yabusele and JC coming in. That's what they're missing. They're the last team standing from the East, right? The Celtics aren't going to be there. Indiana's not going to be there. Cleveland has to prove themselves. Yeah, I like the Knicks.
Yeah, I love the Knicks. You know, guys.
You were wiggling. You like the Knicks.
I do. I realize when you start seeing the chips lay out, you start to be like, wow, this is another great route for them. I think that's what happened while we watched them go through the playoffs, right? You see them beat Boston, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, why not?
Why not the Knicks?
And that's the thing with Bridges. He did his job in that Boston series. They got him for the express purpose of guarding the Jays, guarding Jason Tatum, guarding Jaylen Brown.
Right.
He did that in that series. He did his job. And so he might have had an up and down season, but he was there for them when it mattered.
And they're returning their core. That's really important to be able to have all of those guys together, like Big Body Brunson, as our friend Carter Perkins says. Hey, on the spot. We're going to throw out a couple of topics, and I'm curious your takes on this. We're going to start with De'Aaron Fox, eligible for a 4-year, $229 million extension from the Spurs. That's going down this Sunday. Iman, is Fox the best long-term fit next to Victor?
I love this for them. I think that he brings everything that he needs to bring to the basketball floor, and if you give him enough weapons, that is one of the guys that I feel like knows how to play this toy. I think De'Aaron Fox is the baddest thing with the basketball since I've seen John Wall put 2 holes in his back. He's a bowling ball.
Fox, Castle, Harper, good problems.
Yep.
I feel great for their GM. Like, what do you do? And it makes it so Harper doesn't have to rush. There's no pressure on him. He could take his time, but in 2 years, like, what did the Spurs do? Do they feel like they have to move one of them? If they do, like Wemby, who you want to keep? It's business of it.
They made the decision of whether they're going to extend him with the trade. I mean, you don't go trade for De'Aaron Fox and not be ready to accept. So I think it's just he's the older guy now. You know what I mean? You know, Chris Paul's out here in LA, but he's not the De'Aaron Fox is the vet now.
That's crazy.
San Antonio.
How did you feel on your knees on that? Well, remember, if Fox wanted to play with Victor Wembanyama, this is a trend that we've seen guys of all ages over the last couple of years. You reported that Damian Lillard at one point was interested in playing with Victor. De'Aaron Fox is the guard that was actually able to put pen to paper, and now we're seeing him in San Antonio. I don't know if it's this year. I think the over-under win total is probably about correct. They're going to be fighting for that 9-10 play-in spot. But in the next couple of years, the sky is the limit for Victor. We've wanted that sort of quick guard to be able to set him up. All right, next up, I'm going to put you on the spot again. We're off to the Philippines now. That's where John Morant, you see, get his little gritty out fans.
I'm hoping he's getting some lumpia.
But did you see this? Morant's new shoe, after it's a little gritty, is marked with this line. It says, quote, "Happy Jaw is a scary jaw." So, Iman, you think that Jaw, once again, happy, as we're seeing here, is going to be all NBA scary again?
Well, listen, John Morant could be happy, he could be sad, he could be crying. I don't care what he is.
Any of the 7
He's
boards?
gonna be all NBA. When you talk about somebody that's that athletic, the only thing that can stop it is, I don't even want to say it.
Yeah. No, don't say it.
I don't want to jinx
We're not
nothing,
jinxing.
but I'm saying that that's the only thing that can stop him from being on the court and showing us what we want to see. He's in love with the game, and that's apparent no matter when you see him playing basketball. But he loves it.
He has stopped himself.
He has stopped himself, and that's fine. But even when he stopped himself, when he returned to the court, give me Josh.
Well, first of all, you need to stop trying to dance against Filipinos. They get down. But look, I want to see. Don't you want to see Ja be Ja? When he was Ja, he was one of the best players
Just
in the
do
league.
Ja like
He made Memphis box office. Sold jerseys, was fun. I want to see Happy Ja. Yes.
But their offense did not make him happy last year. That offense that they ran with the no ball screen, no pick and roll, he was not a happy player out there. He was not a happy guy. They changed the coach. They're back to a different offense that's going to feature him more and have him playing in a way that he's more comfortable playing now. And you know, he lost his running mate. Desmond Bane is gone now. And
Jaren Jackson Jr. out for a while here with
his contract situation, right?
So it's all eyes on Ja now. He's going to have to carry them for a while.
Sometimes that's when John Morant is at his best, when all eyes are on Ja. Let's not forget the Ja show that we have all grown to love over the years. And then there is Nikola Jokic, a very different kind of show. Recently, DeMarcus Cousins, he shared a story about his former Nuggets teammate. Take a listen here.
You know, I don't remember who at the time had signed an extension, but, you know, I'm like, such and such signed